Global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to Global Happiness Today YouTube channel. Some hours ago, it became a public idea, public opinion out there. Many Nigerians were discussing it. It was shared in some, not all, some social media pages and, of course, some media houses, where they said Peter Obi took time to explain that he will one day become the president, even if it will mean him contesting 2027. That even if he's not the president of Nigeria now, he will be the president of Nigeria tomorrow, and come 2027 he will contest and he would win. Of course, many Nigerians, including my humble self, was very shocked because this is a case that is in court, and he has been so optimistic that he wants to address this issue of the processes that made the president of Tinubu to become the president, and he will want to know whatever processes that will make you be called your excellency, then the processes has to be excellent. And now all of a sudden he's saying that Peter Obi have decided to address that particular statement made by some of these media houses, and he had said to do that through his media person. But before we do that, kindly subscribe. Before we go to the newspaper, kindly subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button beside it to set bell notification icon. Please go ahead, click on it to get notified as soon as we update our channel on YouTube. A few hours ago, a prominent Labour Party chieftain, I'm talking about Dr. Yenusa Tanko, took to his social media page to call out media houses alleging that his presidential candidate Peter Gregory Obi recently granted an interview to discuss his ambition for the 2027 polls. In a press release posted on his social media handle, Tanko, who was the chief spokesman for the Labour Party Presidential Campaign Council in the run-up to the February 25th polls, accused some media platforms of putting up publications claiming that Obi recently granted an interview where he stated plans to become Nigerian president in 2027. Debunking the claims, Tanko revealed that the former Anambra state governor couldn't have granted such an interview as he had been out of the country on an overseas trip and had just returned over the weekend. The Labour Party chieftain went on to urge the public to disregard such report as they were merely attempts to change the narrative on Peter Obi. Let's read the statement in full. Well, it said Peter Obi never granted any interview on plans to become president in 2027. Our attention has been drawn to a publication in the Daily Post and some social media networks on the interview granted by His Excellency Peter Obi to Arise Television. We want to quickly point out that this is the highest level of yellow journalism taken too far, all in a bid to change the narrative, as there was no time His Excellency Peter Obi granted such a nebulous interview to Arise Television. His Excellency Peter Obi arrived Nigeria from an overseas trip just this weekend, and for any reputable media organization to publish such a fallacy and complete fabrication caused to question the kind of journalism some Nigerians are practicing. For all avoidance of doubt, His Excellency Peter Obi did not at any time grant such an interview to any media organization in Nigeria or outside the country. Please take note, Dr. Yenusa Tanko, Chief Spokesperson, Obi Dati. And this is coming from Peter Obi's media house. When I saw that particular publication, I was wondering, how did we miss this kind of interview? When was it granted? Peter Obi doesn't look like one who gives up so easily. If you have known him, in fact, there's some news you get to see, just you take it with a pinch of salt, because this person have an antecedent. He has a track record, and if you could recall it, Peter Obi is going through this route the second time. The first time he went through to this route was when he was trying to get back his mandate in Anambra State when he was impeached, and he was patient about it. He did say that he was going to get his mandate via legal process, and he did get it, though it took him a long time, but eventually got it. And he's one person who is dogged. He is, permit me to use the word, gently stubborn. He may not begin to rage and rant and shout and scream. He will even give you, my respected elder brother, he will give you your respect. He will accord you respectfully. He will never call you idiot. He will never insult you. But he will take that which belongs to him. And he's a very patient man. I'll give it to him. One who have that kind of authority and power he had to just incite the youth when he ought to, but he didn't. And he was patient enough to say, okay, can we go through the legal process? And that is one person who had one of the finest legal team, I must say, one of the finest sons, the likes of Kuntikbe, the likes of Levi, also all of them, senior advocates of Nigeria, the likes of, they're huge, they fight big heavyweight senior advocates of Nigeria who prove themselves true that they indeed know their onions. They're truly legal silks in their rights and those who know their onions in their field as legal luminaries. They've been able to prove that indeed Peter Obi knew what he wanted and they want their mandate restored back to their client. And one who have seen how it is going, that is probably getting the full, with all the exhibits tendered in court, why would he now say he's going to let go of the 2023 election that he already have in his grips if all things go well in his favor, and begin to look for something he's not even sure he's going to even get a flag bearer. He may even be a flag bearer in any party come 2027. Why would he want to lose what he have now just because he's looking for something he's not even sure of in 2027? The euphoria, the acceptance he had in 2023, he's going to lose it just because he wants some persons. It doesn't add up. And if there was such interview, where was the interview taken? They said Arise. How come Arise doesn't have the video? A lot of them didn't add up. And that's why you see the likes of Tanko saying, this is yellow journalism. How did you get it? Why would His Excellency Peter Obi stoop so low? That's what I always use the word, use so low to say that which you have said several times, that if you want to call your excellency, the process that brought you in must be excellent. And he is even challenging not only the election result, he's also challenging the process that brought about the election result. And he believes if the process is faulty, then the result must also be faulty. And why would he now, after seeing the offer of acceptance at the international community, writing in a way that, if you read the independent observation they have, it eventually favors Peter Obi and shows that indeed what Peter Obi is saying about excellent processes must be done to be called an excellent, His Excellency, still stands on the same pathway with two international communities, the likes of NDI, IRI and NDI, alongside with the European Union report. Now, why would anyone then? Why would he? Even his media person did not say such. How much more him? And it's good to know that Alhaji Tanko, Dr. Tanko rather, Dr. Tanko took time not to allow this to lie, to address it once and for all before it becomes a norm, before it becomes a narrative. And if you ask me, one would say that it smells like the opposition. It smells like something the opposition will concoct and say. Peter P. have never said such before. Why would he say it now? Even when it was so glaring that he has the maximum support of Nigerians, he still didn't utter words that would incite or make it look as if he has an entitlement mentality. He will tell you, Nigerians are ruling through me. So why would he say, whether I will like it or not, he's going to be the president of Nigeria? It doesn't just add up. And when I saw that reportage, I was quiet about it. It's good to note that Peter Obi, via his media presence, have decided to address this issue once and for all. That's going to wrap it up.